In a society that solely focuses on beating us down simply on the virtue of being a man, and in a society that has slowly stripped away the very masculine traits that makes us men, how do we find our place in this world? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Glad you could stop back in. Those of you who are new, welcome. Today, we're going to be talking about embracing your masculinity. It's no secret that this society hates men today. It's ever more abundant. We see it all the time on TikTok. We see it on Instagram. We see it here on YouTube. We see all this misandry around us. And yet, if we so much as slightly defend ourselves, we become everything that they project onto us. So it's about time we stop giving a fuck. You should not care what mainstream media says, and you shouldn't care what Samantha down the street says about toxic masculinity just because she spent thousands of dollars for professors to teach her that men are inherently wrong. You should only care about what you think about yourself. Struggle is what defines a man, and pain is what teaches a man. Listen, we go through struggle every single day. If we didn't go through struggle, we wouldn't be men. And a lot of us are going through pain every single day. And listen, a lot of us learn through pain. Unfortunately, we've been in the positions where we have experienced the bad side of marriage. We've experienced those statistics of divorce. We've been with bad women. We've been at the bottom of a bottle. We've been in a lot of dark places, and we've come out the other side of it. So you should embrace, you should embrace that determination. You should embrace that ambition, that drive, that aggressiveness, also with well-manneredness. And you should also embrace that stoicism, that hard heartedness at times when it's needed. You should embrace these things because it's what makes men men. When you're in the gym and you're pushing and you're struggling, and that aggression comes out, embrace it because it's what pushes you further. When something happens within your family, a family member passes away, unfortunately, and your family is breaking down and falling apart all around you, you're being stoic and you're being the rock of the family. That's why they trust you. That's why they lean on you. When something happens around the house and you're the one that fixes it, that's why you're the head of the house. When my truck needed welding, I didn't take it somewhere to get it fixed. I did it myself. You want to be independent because you want to be able to do things yourself. And a lot of the times, doing things yourself saves you money in the process. You want to get into new hobbies. I tell you guys all the time to get into new hobbies, learn different things. Because the more things that you learn, not only do you learn more about yourself as a man, but you learn more about yourself as a person. I show you guys all the time with the music that I produce and the crafts that I make. And here's another one of them. I'll give you guys a close up. This took me what, 6 to 8 hours, I think. This was supposed to be for a customer, but things didn't really work out. So now it's mine. You do things like this and it makes you interesting. It brings value. And when you bring value to yourself, society deems you valuable. Society always dictates which men are valuable, which men aren't. But at the same time, those men who embrace their masculinity become valuable to society. This is the difference. And we have to understand that difference. You're not valuable just because you're a man. You're not valuable just because you're aggressive. You're not valuable just because you're ambitious, you're assertive. You have to have everything. You have to be well mannered, drive, that ambition, assertiveness, aggression, stoicism, charisma. The list goes on, and you cannot have too much of one thing. Because if you have too much of one thing, it's off balance. Remember what I was telling you about the man and the beast. If you guys haven't seen that video, go watch that video. You cannot have too much of one thing. There has to be a balance. And that's the important thing about being a man is finding that balance and maintaining that balance. To hell with everyone else is saying. If you don't know what a good, well-mannered man is, what that means, I'm glad you're here because this is what it means. For those of you who already know, don't listen to anyone who doesn't know what they're talking about, especially mainstream media. Don't be fooled. They know what they're talking about. They know exactly what they're talking about. They're just trying to convince you that you don't. And if they can convince you that you don't, they can control you. A man that cannot be controlled is one that's dangerous. They don't like that. There's a reason for that. If they want control, you can imagine where that's going to lead to. They say history repeats itself. I disagree with that. History, we know, moves in a linear fashion. It's humanity's mistakes that repeats itself. The sooner we understand that, the sooner we can implement strategies to defend ourselves. And listen, men have always been the ones who have built nations. Always. We've also had the fortune of great women standing behind us and supporting us all the way through. But for the vast majority of our history, men have been the ones who have built nations, countries, empires. Look at the Roman Empire. I talk about the Roman Empire a lot. Because it's a great example. The Roman Empire stood for 500 years. 500 years. It was successful. Men are the ones that built it. Men are the ones who were running the businesses, being voted in as politicians, serving as generals in the military. They embraced their masculinity to do what needed to be done. That's why Rome had such a successful, mighty military, and it conquered so many territories and it expanded so far. When men come together, there's hardly anything that can stop them. So we must embrace our masculinity. In the early 1900s, men on average could bench press 225. Today, men can only bench press 185. The healthy test levels for men is supposed to be around 800. So boys, listen, if you don't have around that, you need to get that up. A lot of health conditions can come from low test levels. So make sure you're also doing your research on that too. I don't tell you guys to hit the gym, to get physical, to learn all these different hobbies just for learning them. There are very real, tangible reasons why you must do these things. You get physical and you train and you learn to prepare yourself for hypothetical situations that may arise in your lifetime. As men, we are the protectors and providers. So we must perform those duties accordingly. For hobbies, it's knowledge, it's art. If you learn how to paint, if you learn how to make music, if you learn how to draw, if you learn how to make different crafts, you can build someone a chair, you can build someone a table, and you can monetize that. You can make music to save someone's life. There are so many people who have had their lives changed because of 3 minutes. There are so many things that you can do that bring value to society that people aren't going to be able to turn away from. That's what makes you valuable. These are skills that also bring you knowledge, something that you can pass on to someone. So we must absolutely embrace our masculinity. It's being stripped from us. The Boy Scouts no longer exist. There's hardly any places left for men anymore. Spaces for men are being eroded away. Before, it was slowly happening over decades. Now that effort has been sent into overdrive and it's left men behind. Men don't make up the majority of the workforce anymore. The women do. 51% of the workforce is represented by women. Yet the most laborious jobs are held overwhelmingly by men. Men are falling behind in schools. The structure itself is not conducive for men. I look at my own classes, having to sit down for hours and hours in front of a screen, writing down information. I know for a fact that I don't learn that way. I was literally looking at videos, 45 minutes, an hour, 30 minutes. And you have to do most of this out of class on your personal time. I understand college takes effort. That's true. But the amount of effort that you put in, is it really worth it? And ask yourself that. Do your research. I don't believe so. It's very suffocating to me. And it is for most men. That's why so many men are dropping out and falling behind. This was designed not for men in mind, but for women. The reason why women overwhelmingly are doing so much better than men is because men are purposely being failed, passed over, kicked down to lift women up. If we return to a merit based system, there would be no place for women at all. And here's the truth that a lot of people aren't ready for: women do not do well at all in a merit based system against men. They don't. Women are not as capable. And history has recorded that very well. So if we do not embrace our masculinity, we're headed towards extinction. The birth rate is already plummeting down to 1.6, and it should be 2.1. Yet here we are, low test levels, depressed more than ever, anxious more than ever, leaving society more than ever. We must understand the traits that is needed to make a man a man. Go through that struggle and learning from that pain. We must embrace who we are as men, because it's not just our brothers, it's not just ourselves that's affected. Our families depend on us, our women, our children. If we fail, they fail. I tell you guys all the time, men are the foundations of families and nations. If we fall, they're destined to fall right behind us. So take what I say seriously. Look inward. Start doing your research. Get in the gym. Go work out. Work on this up here. I wouldn't recommend therapy, but for specific things like PTSD and stuff like that, yes, by all means, go get some professional help. It's what I'm doing right now. Take care of yourselves overall and make yourselves the best men that you can be. You're not going to find that in the mainstream media, and you're not going to find that on Samantha's social media either. But you are going to find it within your gut, because your gut is telling you that something's wrong. That being emotionally available, crying, being vulnerable, something's wrong. Like I was saying in my Man and the Beast video, your ancestors are screaming at you through your gut, telling you that something's wrong. So listen to it. Do yourselves a favor, boys. Take care of yourselves. Be the best versions of yourself that you can be. My hope is that you learn something from this video and that you can take with you into your own life If you guys want me to cover anything specifically, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to do that. Also, please let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments. What are your guys' experiences? I'm very curious to know what you have seen, what you're going through, what you're experiencing. If I can help you guys in any way, I'm going to. Listen, guys, I don't have it all figured out. I don't think anybody does. I think we spend our whole lives trying to figure things out and barely scratching the surface of it. But that's the whole point of this channel, is to come together and figure it out together. So let's come together and figure it out, guys and girl. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Again, take care of yourselves, both mind and body. Take care of each other too. If someone's having a rough day in the comment section, lift them up, give them the right information, and send them off in the right direction. I'll talk to you soon.